money.
That's great. In my pocket, wherever I go.
If you're not one of the millions and millions who have the app, download iHeartRadio for free today and start listening. iHeartRadio.
You can have someone else remodel your home, but then you'd have to live in it. Call KM Builders at 680-KMCO.
What will the economy look like when the COVID is over? It ain't pretty. We'll take it. Coming up at 8:30.
JoePags.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, email. It's all right there. Plus, the live video team, Joe Pags Show. Glad to have you here. Everybody here today, we appreciate that prayer with Carrie, just that one response. And glad to have you too, to be honest with you. What's that? Why don't you want to have in a 40 weekend this winter? I mean, so check that out. Really? I was actually wondering. Okay. So I said we're going to talk about Shepherdsville. I'll present that in a second. But I do want to just bring up the Lady Antebellum thing again. Again, I know the one song Lady Antebellum did. That was the most popular song. What's that song?
You do now?
Exactly right. Great song. Really, really like the song. I wasn't aware of what Antebellum was. I guess it's an old Latin term. Now an English term that means, I guess, before the war. And Antebellum is the war. Ante is before. So it somehow has a reference to the Civil War somehow. Not that anybody on earth knew that. But the members of the group Lady Antebellum decided, well, because we hashtag Black Lives Matter, we have to now change our name so it's less offensive. Carrie, have you ever heard anybody who's offended by the term Lady Antebellum?
No.
Never. Were there protests at their concerts?
No.
So they decided, let's walk through this. If I get anything wrong, you're the news lady. You correct me.
Okay.
Like you love to do, by the way. Sorry, what'd you say, Goose Goddess? Wow. Wow, what right word, right? That's great. It
goes like tell me that. Okay, yeah.
Really? Okay, well, we can do that.
News Goddess.
We can do that, no problem.
Yeah.
How would it sound if you were laughing, though?
Goddess.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, anyway.
Right.
Lady Antebellum, again, a group that I'm not that familiar with, very, very successful country, right? The country.
Yeah. Huh?
But did that big hit, did that cross over? Because what do I know about it?
Oh, I'm sure it did. Yeah. I'm trying to think about it right now.
Yeah. So they decided we better change our names because hashtag Black Lives Matter. But we want to be woke. We have to be woke.
Yeah.
They decided they will from now on be called Lady A. Okay, and now listen, in your group, if you want to be stupid and change your name for no reason whatsoever, it's on you. Have at it. Well, it turns out there's an artist who happens to be black, whose name is Anita White. Anita White goes by the stage name Lady A. And Lady Antebellum, which you can't say anymore because they were unaware that there's an artist who goes by Lady A. Got a hold of her, and we said we're going to work together for social justice and lots of deals. We're going to make it happen. It's going to be kumbaya. We all love each other. Have you heard the latest on this story?
I have not.
Lady Antebellum is now the top trend on Twitter. Lady Antebellum is suing Anita White so they can use the name Lady A. Again, maybe I'm just not woke enough. I have not woke. Lady Antebellum, that changed his name for no reason, to Lady A, just to find out that this already an artist who uses the name Lady A, is now suing for the right to use the name Lady A.
Well, this woman has been using it for years. As her name. That's stupid.
It dare make sense.
No, come on.
Lady A, formerly known as Lady Antebellum, filed a lawsuit against blues singer Anita White, who goes by the name Lady A. I think you cannot make this up. Why are they suing her? There's going to be some game where they went and copyrighted the name or something, and she didn't have it copyrighted, although she's known as Lady A. And now they're going to say, well, we copyrighted it, so we own it, and you can't use it anymore today. I've got to give you the actual news story so you can read it in your silky, chocolatey voice in this. Because I think people really want some details. And I don't leave anything out. I want to make sure that I'm completely covering this story.
And how does your name does Ruth look good? I mean, what?
Even if they do own the name, how dare you sue the lady that has the name? I mean, that's just, you are not helping Black Lives Matter, except for Anita White's life, I guess. She happens to be black, but her life doesn't matter. We want your name. 888-941-PAG, 888-941-7247. JoePags.com. Your thoughts on this, Terry, if you will.
From the Hollywood Reporter on June 11th, the band announced it was dropping the name Antebellum from its name after reflecting on the Black Lives Matter movement and its effort to be more inclusive. Attorneys for Lady A, formerly known as Lady Antebellum, have filed a suit against blues singer Anita White, who goes by the name Lady A. According to the suit filed Wednesday in Nashville's U.S. District Court for the Middle District of Tennessee, the case arises from White's attempt to enforce purported trademark rights in a mark that plaintiffs have held for more than a decade. That is also alleges that after conversations broke down between Bayard and members of Hillary Scott, Charles Kelly, and David Haywood, and the singer and her respective attorneys, White's new counsel delivered a draft settlement agreement that included an exorbitant monetary demand. While dollar figure is not mentioned, it assumed a statement concurrently issued by the band does the amount is $10 million. Today, we are proud to share our sincere hope to join together with the aligned community and common purpose has ended. Such as the statement, she and her team have demanded a $10 million payment. So reluctantly, we've come to the conclusion that we need to ask the court to affirm our right to continue to use the name Lady A, a trademark we have held for many years. Read the statement in full below, and then it goes back into the story.
All right, so I understand, Lady Antebellum, that had no reason to change its name. I think they trademarked the name 10 years ago.
Or a year ago. They've had it for many years since their close.
So they went to her and they were willing to do a settlement for a name they already owned. Why would they give her a settlement?
I do not know why.
And obviously, had the settlement dollar amount been less than that, they probably would have done it. We never would have heard about it. But like I own Joe Pags Media, I own the name for the show, Joe Pags Show. If somebody else showed up to use my name, I mean, I'm not sure I follow. How exactly is it that the person has been using the name for a long time doesn't have the first right? And if Lady Antebellum owns the name Lady A for years and years, and I thought the story at the end said 10 years, if they owned that name, why would they have given her a dime? They would have just said, you cease and desist and stop using the name.
Right, done. End of the story.
Well, you got something on this one, but you got some bonus.
Well, when the story first came out, the Lady Antebellum department, they were claiming that they were changing the name to Lady A, and they mentioned that I guess their fans had been calling them that for some time now anyway.
Well, that doesn't matter. I mean,
Right. So I don't know if when that started happening, if they trademarked it or whatever, but this lady has been teaching forever. I mean, she used to come Spotify, using her name and everything else. So the whole thing just stuff. I mean, the whole point of them trying to do all this was because they were supposed to be against woke, and it seems like they're really not.
No, they're asleep. They're obviously asleep.
Yeah.
Because now, instead of trying to say, okay, let's work through it. And again, it's 888-941-PAGS, JoePags.com. I really want to know what you guys think Lady Antebellum looks like through all of this, because they really are making themselves idiots. But let's work through this. They decided to be Lady A, which maybe their fans have been calling them that. But let's say when I started Joe Pags, maybe this is a better example. I also, just for the hell of it, copyrighted Joe P Radio. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just nobody knew it. And then if somebody out there shows up with Joe P Radio, I contact them and say, hey, just to let you know, I've got a copyright on that. You got to stop using that. Why wouldn't Lady Antebellum originally have done that when they found out that Anita White was using the name? Why did they immediately say, hey, listen, we've had this copyrighted for years and years?
I like they wanted to look good. They didn't want to hurt this woman. They wanted to come together and see if they could find some kind of mutual agreement.
Yeah, but the mutual agreement means $1. If Lady Antebellum offered her even $1 to stop using the name so they can use the name, they have admitted she owns it. Here's another example. I used to work for a very large pizza company, and one of the things was, if somebody calls and says, hey, there's a piece of glass in my pizza, or something like that, that is alleging that the store or the manager, the pizza maker for the company is liable for something wrong, having to do the pizza. If you've been offered their money back, you're admitting guilt. Really? I'm like, look, I mean, either don't prove that there was a glass in the pizza or that there was a bug or something. And if I offer you money, I legally am coming off as somebody who is admitting I did something wrong to your pizza. And if I say, well, I'll give you your money back, that now can be the impetus for a lawsuit. Hey, they did it wrongdoing. You offered me money. We want a lot more money than that. So Lady Antebellum goes to Lady A, Anita White, and says, hey, we'll give you X amount of dollars for our right to use that name. Let's say it's $1,000. And she comes back and says, hey, I appreciate the offer. I want $10 million. She's not wrong. Now, Lady Antebellum, if they're smart, don't go public with it. They go back there and say, hey, let's give you $500,000 or something. Give her something. and then maybe they can go behind closed doors. But to go public with it, in what form and fashion will Lady Antebellum ever look good in this
They
situation?
won't. No.
Including a black artist in support of Black Lives Matter.
Nope. Yeah, they can't. They're not looking
How
out
does
as
that
well.
work?
It's not good.
Your thoughts, 888-941 PAX, 888-941-7247, JoePax.com. I think sometimes people fall all over themselves to try to show how woke they are, how in tune they are, how tolerant and inclusive they are, and they really overstep and look like a bunch of idiots. I think that's the case here. Keep it up, coming back.
You're listening to Joe
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
Good afternoon. Reports of a crash on the north of 1604 eastbound at Rockville Selma. 5 to 10 minute delay stretching back to I-10. Also seeing heavy onlooker traffic in the westbound direction. South of Leon Springs, construction causing delays. I-10 eastbound between Green Stage Road and Campbell. It's no more than a 10-minute delay. Looking over on the Indian 410. Some of the traffic in the southbound direction between 35 and I-10. That is based on the radio 500 WOAI.
It's supported sponsored by